Battle of the Brains, presented by Invest 529. Central Virginia's high school academic quiz show. Today's match features Tallwood High School versus Glen Allen High School. Let's play.
Hello and welcome to Battle of the Brains, Central Virginia's longest-running high school academic quiz show. I'm Cheryl Miller. Our teams are playing for a total of $20,000 in scholarship money, courtesy of Invest 529 and the E.W. Scripps Foundation. The winning team receiving $10,000 for their school. Our competition welcomes teams from schools all across the Commonwealth of Virginia. The academic athletes who've made it through round one and today will play a round two match are the Lions of Tallwood High School, coached by Rachel Lizon. Tallwood High School is part of Virginia Beach's city public school system. It's home to the Global Studies and World Languages Academy, which is part of a magnet program. Also with us today, the Jaguars of Glen Allen High School, coached by Meg Rutkowski. Glen Allen High School is a public school in Henrico County, a suburb of the city of Richmond. The school's theme this year is Cultivating Curiosity, Inspiring Lifelong Learning. It's great to have all these students back with us today. Our match will consist of 3 toss-up rounds and a category round. Players will buzz in and wait for me to call on them before giving their answer. Any interruption of questions with an incorrect answer will result in a point deduction, but there's no deduction for an incorrect answer to a completed question. All right, students, welcome back. Good luck. Let's start the first toss-up round. What is the name of the largest desert in North America? Lucas.
Sierra Nevada.
That is incorrect. Glen Allen. Michael?
Chihuahua.
That is correct, the Chihuahuan. Cochise, Taza, and Geronimo were notable leaders of what North American Indian nation? Austin?
The Sioux.
That is incorrect. Glen Allen. Michael?
Apache.
Apache is correct. The World War II Battle of the Bulge began as a German counterattack launched against U.S. forces in what forest? Austin?
The Ardennes.
Correct. Hiccups are caused by involuntary spasms in what muscular structure? Austin?
Diaphragm.
Correct. Founded in 1790 as part of the Treasury Department, in 1967, Austin?
Secret Service.
That is incorrect. I'll finish for Glen Allen. In 1967, it was moved to the Department of Transportation, then in 2003 to the Department of Homeland Security. Name this smallest of the U.S. Armed Forces before the formation of the Space Force. Michael?
Coast Guard.
That is correct, the U.S. Coast Guard. When Geraldine Ferraro was chosen by the Democrats in 1984 to be the first female vice presidential candidate for a major party, what former vice president was her running mate? Lucas.
Walter Mondale.
Correct. During an 1868 trip to study a solar eclipse, Jules Janssen noticed a yellow line near that of sodium in the solar spectrum. 20 years passed before that element causing that line was isolated on Earth. Identify this gas, later named for a Greek god of the sun and often used in Austin.
Helium.
Correct, often used in balloons. In mathematics, this quantity can be expressed as either a literal, that is a numeral, or a letter or other variable names whose value does not change. What is the name of such a quantity? Mason.
Constant.
Correct. What is the oldest continuous rivalry in the National Football League? Austin.
Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears.
That is correct, the rivalry dating back to 1921. On which brand of cereal would you find the character Toucan Sam? Austin.
Fruit Loops.
Correct. What biological science is defined as the interdisciplinary scientific study of the distribution and abundance of organisms and their interaction?
Biology.
That is incorrect. Lucas.
Ecology.
That is correct. Interaction with their environment. The White Nile and the Blue Nile rivers merge at Khartoum, the capital. Lucas.
Sudan.
Correct. What African nation? All right, teams, watch and listen carefully for a video question from the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch, and you must wait until the question is asked completely before buzzing in.
Mick Jagger is the frontman for what English band known as the world's greatest rock band?
Andrew.
Rolling Stones.
Correct. Name the device developed by Alessandro Volta that converts chemical energy into a form that can power electrical devices. Lucas.
Battery.
Correct. This is the number of stable isotopes of oxygen. Give this number, which is also the number of carbon atoms in a molecule of propane and the number of oxygen atoms in ozone. Austin.
3.
Correct. What is the only bird to be honored with its own year in the Chinese calendar? Austin.
Chicken.
That is incorrect. Michael?
Rooster.
Rooster is correct. If the volume of a cube is 125, what is the surface area of that cube? Austin.
30.
That is incorrect. Glen Allen? Mason?
5.
It's actually 150. The area of one face is 25. It's 6 times 25.
Oh, cube.
In what sport is there a sacrifice fly? Andrew?
Baseball.
Correct. And that buzzer is the end of our first toss-up round. Good job by our team so far. Coming up next, we'll introduce you to today's players, and then they'll take on the category round when Battle of the Brains continues.
Miss a week of Battle of the Brains? Want to catch up on the full season of play? Watch full episodes on our YouTube channel.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores following the first toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Tallwood High School with 90 points. Our team from Glen Allen High School with 60 points. And we will get back to our match just ahead. But first, we want to tell you a little bit about today's players. Let's start with our team from Tallwood High School. They are the Lions. Their coach is Rachel Lizan. Our first player is Shannon Lewis, who is a senior, is a member of the Model UN, the National Honor Society, and the Social Studies Honor Society. Enjoys playing in the school band, reading, and theater. And congratulations, will be going to the College of William and Mary. Next up is Lucas Rogers, who is a sophomore who plays piano, guitar, bass guitar, drums, glockenspiel, guitar, and violin. Quite the musician there. Next up is our team captain, that's Austin Reifsnyder, who is a senior, a member of Model UN, enjoys classic rock, gaming, and Legos, and plans to major in marine science. And wrapping up our team is Lola Karoti, who is a junior, is a member of Model UN, with aspirations to work as an archivist at the Smithsonian or the Library of Congress. That is our team from Tallwood High School. Now let's meet our team from Glen Allen High School. They are the Jaguars. Their coach is Meg Rakowski. First up is Andrew Ellison. Andrew is a senior. He's captain of the debate team, loves reading, drumming, and history, and congratulations, going to the College of William and Mary. Next up is Isabella Catalano, who is the team captain. She's a senior who collects antiques, enjoys intellectual conversations and listening to jazz, plans to get a doctorate in biomedical sciences. Next up is Michael Kiley. Michael is a junior who enjoys movies, hiking, and traveling. His favorite subject is history. And wrapping up our team is Mason P. Robinson, who is a senior. He's a member of the Glen Allen Theater Company, enjoys writing poetry and learning about history, and plans to major in urban planning. That is our team from Glen Allen High School. Welcome to both of our teams now here in round 2 of this season's Battle of the Brains. Now they're going to take on our category round today. Each team will select one 10-question category from today's choices. If a team gets all of its questions correct in the allotted time, we'll give them a 20-point bonus. All right, teams, here are today's categories from which you may choose. They are potpourri of American states, yellow things, and literary colors. And we do note that in this round, only the captains can officially answer for the team, though they may confer with their teammates to try to come up with the correct answers. And by the rules, the high score team gets first choice of category. That is our team from Tallwood. So Austin, talk it over with your teammates. Let me know what you'd like to play.
Okay. I'm okay with states.
Okay, we'll do states, please.
All right. Identify the specific state from the following clues. First, Ethan Allen rallied his Green Mountain Boys.
Vermont.
Correct. The Grand Coulee Dam is found here.
Nevada.
Washington. Headquarters of the Moral Majority.
Utah.
Virginia. America's Dairyland is a nickname for what state?
Wisconsin.
Correct. Charleston is the capital of this state.
West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Correct. NBA legend Michael Jordan attended high school and college in what state?
North Carolina.
Correct. Mormon leader Joseph Smith received the Book of Mormon in this state.
New York.
Correct. State university that has one of the most NCAA football titles in the poll era.
Alabama.
Correct. The Masters Golf Tournament is held in what state?
Georgia.
Correct. And finally, Reagan and Schwarzenegger were both governor of this state.
California.
That is correct. Good job on that category. All right, Glen Allen, yellow things or literary colors. Isabella, talk it over with your teammates.
We have made a decision.
Okay.
Yellow things.
All right, name these following, all containing the word yellow. The first is antiquated book for finding local businesses and phone numbers.
Yellow Pages.
Yellow pages.
Correct. In Oz, what Dorothy was told to follow.
Yellow brick road.
Correct. Home of Old Faithful.
Pass.
Yellowstone National Park. The Beatles' only animated film.
Yellow Submarine.
Correct. Body of water on which Wuhei and Jinan lie.
Yellow River.
Correct. Capital of Canada's Northwest Territories.
Yellowknife.
Correct. Disease battled by Walter Reed in Cuba.
Yellow Fever. Yellow Fever.
Correct. Sensationalist reporting during the Spanish-American
Yellow
War.
journalism.
Correct. Enriched concentrated uranium ore.
Yellow powder.
That is incorrect. Yellow cake. And finally, a common type of wasp.
Yellow jacket.
And that is correct. Good job on yellow things by our team from Glen Allen. Both of our teams doing very well with the category round. Coming up next, we've got another toss-up round as Battle of the Brains continues, so stay right here.
Battle of the Brains is always available. Find full episodes on YouTube and follow Battle of the Brains on social media.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores for you following the category round. Our team from Tallwood High School with 130 points. Our team from Glen Allen High School with 100 points. And now it's back to Battle of the Brains and another toss-up round. And just a quick reminder for our teams, you do lose points for interrupting a question with an incorrect answer. The other team then has the chance to answer. And of course, there's no conferring in the toss-up rounds. Here we go. Between 2% and 5% of the general population suffer with this condition, with twice as many women affected as men. What name is given to an extreme or irrational fear of heights? Andrew.
Fallophobia.
That's not quite it. Tallwood? Lucas?
Acrophobia?
Acrophobia is correct. What kind of crisis leads to the framing story of Boccaccio's Decameron and also titles a novel by Albert Camus? Austin?
A plague?
Correct. The Vinaya Sutra and Abdihama contain the essential canons of what Oriental religious discipline?
Hinduism.
That is incorrect. Tallwood? Lucas?
Buddhism?
That is correct. What are the first three letters of the Greek alphabet? Austin?
Alpha, beta, gamma?
Correct. Sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1 is an alternate form of what theorem? Lucas?
Pythagorean?
Correct. In 1964, it is the first televised court verdict in the United States. What defendant was found guilty of the murder of President John F. Kennedy's assassin? Lucas?
Jack Ruby?
Correct. He killed Lee Harvey Oswald. His conviction and death sentence were overturned on appeal. What well-known geometric system was developed by French philosopher Descartes after staring at patterns on a ceiling? Andrew?
The XY axis?
That is incorrect. Tallwood? Austin?
The triangle?
It's actually the Cartesian coordinate system.
Okay.
Candide, a satirical novel denouncing metaphysical optimism, was this French writer's best-known work. Lucas?
Voltaire?
Correct.
Yes.
With a land area of just over 15 square miles and a population estimated at 155,000, which Virginia city has the highest population density? Austin?
Norfolk?
That is incorrect. Glen Allen? Michael?
Petersburg?
It's actually Alexandria. In complex mathematical and scientific equations, incredibly huge or tiny numbers are often involved. Such calculations require using this process, which allows us to express any number, regardless of size, as a value between 1 and 10 multiplied by the power. Lucas?
Scientific notation?
That is correct. Multiplied by a power of 10. Essentially the opposite of an aquarium, what is the name of a glass container partially or totally closed? Austin?
Terrarium?
That is correct, for growing or displaying plants. What is the only earthly substance naturally found as a liquid, gas, and a solid? Austin?
Water?
Correct. In physics, this theory is based on a principle that matter and energy have properties of both particles and waves. Names this theory developed by Max Planck in 1900. Mason?
String theory?
That is incorrect. Tallwood? Lucas?
Quantum theory?
That is correct. Headed by Jay Graber, what relatively new social networking service now has close to nearly 20 million subscribers? Lucas?
Blue sky?
Correct. Oh. Currently, which country controls the world's largest oil reserves? Michael?
Venezuela.
Correct. All right, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. Solve for x in the following equation. The absolute value of the quantity 10 minus x equals 3. And x equals 7 and x equals 13. Meaning to leave no doubt, spell unequivocal. Austin.
UNEQUIVOCAL.
That is correct. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round just ahead, and we'll double the point value. Stay tuned to see which of today's teams is our winner, and we'll go on to round 3 here on Battle of the Brains. Stay with us.
Love Battle of the Brains? Ready for your high school team to play next season? Go to battleofthebrains.net to learn more.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores as we head into the final round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Tallwood High School with 260 points. Our team from Glen Allen High School with 110 points. Now for this final toss-up round, the point score for a correct answer is now double, but so is the penalty for an incorrect answer given before I finish the question. There's no deduction for an incorrect answer to a completed question. Good luck, teams. This is our final toss-up round. In My Fair Lady, which character was transformed into a proper English lady? Your name, please.
Eliza Doolittle.
That is correct. Found in abundance in the James River and Chesapeake Bay, the small flat fish called the hog choker is often erroneously referred to be a freshwater version of what flatfish commonly found on restaurant menus? Lola.
Flounder.
Correct. Winnipeg is the capital of which Canadian province? Austin.
Alberta.
That is incorrect. Glen Allen? Michael?
Manitoba.
Manitoba is correct. Name the fashion doll franchise by Mattel that features the characters.
Barbie.
That is incorrect. I'll finish for Glen Allen. Features the characters Draculaura and Frankie Stein. Mason.
Monster High.
That is correct. Of the 10 highest mountains in the world, how many are to be found within the United States or its dependencies? Mason.
3.
That is incorrect. Tallwood? Austin?
1.
There's actually none. If a man leaves from Norfolk International Airport at 7:15 a.m. on a 6-hour flight to Anchorage, Alaska to visit his brother, what local time will the brother be expecting that incoming flight to land in Anchorage? Austin?
10:15.
That is incorrect. Glen Allen? Mason?
6:15.
It's actually 9:15 a.m., a 4-hour difference between the Eastern and Alaska time zones.
Alaska, okay.
It celebrates Jesus' presentation to the Gentiles and is the last of the 12 days of Christmas. Austin?
Epiphany?
Correct. Which ACC collegiate football team's memorial stadium was the first to be nicknamed Death Valley? Austin?
Clemson?
That is correct, in 1948. What interstate highway connects the cities of Williamsburg and Charlottesville, Virginia? Andrew?
95.
That is incorrect. Tallwood? Shannon?
I-95.
It's actually I-64. You may need your pencil and paper for this one. Give the 7th term in the sequence that starts 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. Andrew?
13.
Correct. A sticky, gooey mess might be referred to as mucilagynous. Spell mucilagynous. Mason.
MUCILOGEONOUS.
That is incorrect. Tallwood?
Go for it, Jen.
Lola?
MUCILAGENOUS.
You missed it by one letter. MUCILAGINOUS. One is a spicy bean stew. The other is how you might feel on a wintry day. What is this nominated? Isabella?
Chili.
Chili and chili, correct. During the 20th century's civil rights struggle, the hymn, Lift Every Voice and Sing, came to be known among supporters of the movement as what? Lola.
The Black National Anthem.
Correct. One of the great architectural puzzles of the late 1300s was the octagonal dome of this city's cathedral. It's the largest dome of this type in the world and still today the tallest building in what Italian city? Mason.
Florence.
Correct. In the novel 1984, what is the official language of the totalitarian state? Austin.
Newspeak.
That is correct. After she was baptized, Pocahontas was given what ancient name? Isabella.
Rebecca.
Correct. Prior to the early 1990s, there were only the big three television broadcast networks. Name all three. Austin.
ABC, CBS, NBC.
Correct. The Ozarks are a mountainous region stretching across 4 U.S. states. Name any 2 of these states. Lucas.
South Dakota and Kansas.
That is incorrect. Michael?
Arkansas and Missouri.
Correct. Also Oklahoma and Kansas. And that buzzer is the end of our game. While our judges double check the final score for us, here's a reminder of how you can stay in touch with us here at Battle of the Brains.
Stay up to date on Battle of the Brains. Follow along as your favorite teams advance this season. Visit battleofthebrains.net to learn more and follow the show on social at Battle of the Brains. Join us next week on Battle of the Brains as we welcome students from Great Bridge High School playing against Trinity Episcopal School.
And great match today by our teams. Here's a look at the final score, determining which of our teams will continue on to round 3 of this season's competition. Ending the match today with a final score of 250 points, our team from Glen Allen High School. Great job today by Mason, Michael, Isabella, and Andrew. Thanks for joining us and best of luck with the rest of your school year. Our winners today with a final score of 380 points, the Tallwood High School Lions. Great job by Shannon, Lucas, Austin, and Lola, and we will see you in round 3. I'm Cheryl Miller. Thank you for watching and playing along here on Battle of the Brains, and we'll see you back here next week. Great match, teams.
Game over. Thank you for watching Battle of the Brains. Presented by Invest 529. Goodbye.